Well, one of the things that they complain about is that the public employee unions have too much power in this state. Are they right?
Look, you know, everybody, I've heard, look, the nature of government is power. There have always been interest groups with power. What I think the complaint is with the business community, to be very frank with you, is they have more power than us.
Okay.
Well, let's frame that question in a slightly different way. One of your unquestioned victories as governor has been PERS reform. And I know you've gotten a lot of heat from unions who said that the consequence of PERS reform, or it's evidence that you've betrayed your past. Here you are, this labor lawyer, supporter. How do you respond when unions tell you that PERS reform was a betrayal of everything that you stood for?
Can I tell you, it's not PERS reform that I've ever felt bad about, because I thought it was the right thing. I still believe it's the right thing, and I think it's the right thing to do what I suggested with reset. But everybody forgets, I did this with workers' comp reform.
Right.
The closest election I ever had in my life was over me running for Attorney General in the primary, and I won, and I beat Jan Wires by 12,000 votes.
Hard to believe.
Because I know, and the reason is I got no endorsement.
But he said that they didn't need to have a Republican opponent.
So,
you were the Republican.
Yeah, that's right. No, remember? And what they did is that he got every labor endorsement, he got the OEA, he got the environmentalist, he got every social organization, and I actually was surprised that of the closeness of the vote, more because of the personality than it was the endorsements. He got more money than I did, and so I can't. What I'm telling you is that the PERS reform, compared to that.
Well, not directly with you, but then you've got the example of
Okay,
McPherson.
look at and you and I both know is that they tried to recruit John, they tried to recruit Fazio, they tried to recruit everybody they could to run against me in '06.
Right.
And when they couldn't find the candidate, and I won the primary 2 years later, the target became McPherson.
So I'm just wondering how that makes you feel. I mean, you went to McPherson and said, "I'd like you to carry the torch for PERS reform. You're an expert in the field. You're a man of real integrity. It's been clear from day one that he had statewide aspirations. He does this, does a good job, helps you. You passed this landmark piece of legislation that saved the state the last time around, billions of dollars. And the payback for him is they spend more money on a percentage basis on his opponent than any one group has ever spent on one individual, and basically drums him out of public office. A good public service.
No, it is. Look, I would tell you, one, I had such confidence in Greg's ability. It surprised me that he lost, even with the union support, the public sector
union support of Kroger.
Yeah, Kroger. I was still surprised, and particularly because John hadn't been here that long a period of time. Greg had this family tradition, and I thought with very friendly with his dad, with land use planning, Senate Bill Hector, and everything Greg did.
But what does that say to you about Nigel's question about the power
look,
of public employees unions, and has it tilted too far? One could argue that when Glenn Jackson was running this state, things tilted a little bit too far in his direction.
Can I look? If I would tell you, this is just politics now. It's just more. I'll give you two scenarios. You have $1 million, and you've got 10 candidates out, and you give $100,000 to each of them, and you elect 4. And you could say, you elect 6. Let's do it that way. You elect 6, and you say, this was a good investment. But you also lost 4. Or you have your $1 million, and you say, you see that guy? People think he can't be beat. I'm going to put all $1 million on that person against him, and you defeat him. Which do you think of the 90 members, which process do you think is most effective on them individually? The latter.
The
You're right.
For the
That's right.